Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Dr. Mahnur Khan and working as a PGI in Department of Community Medicine. Today I am going to present on the topic of asthma and COPD under the kind supervision of my worthy professor Dr. Saira Afzal. Quote of the day is, if Allah can turn night into day, then surely Allah can turn the darkness of your life into happiness and prosperity. So we should trust in Allah. In this presentation, we're going to learn the definition of COPD, epidemiology, forms, pathogenesis, pathophysiology, clinical features, symptoms, diagnostic tests, prevention, and management of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and asthma. And at the end, we're going to differentiate between the COPD and asthma. We will discuss some recent updates, and at the end, there would be MCQ session. At the end of this presentation, participant will be able to describe definition, epidemiology, pathogenesis, pathophysiology, diagnostic test, and management of COPD and asthma. So what is COPD? It is defined in 2017 gold standard guidelines as a common preventable and treatable disease that is characterized by persistent respiratory symptoms and airflow limitation that is due to airway or alveolar abnormalities usually caused by significant exposure to noxious particles or gases. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is lung disease characterized by chronic obstruction of lungs airflow that interferes with the normal breathing. What is COPD? A set of lung disease that limits airflow and is not fully reversible. COPD patients report they are hungry for air, usually progressive, and is associated with inflammation of the lungs as they respond to noxious particle or gases, potentially preventable with proper precautions and avoidance of participating factors. Symptomatic treatment is available. Epidemiology, COPD is the third leading cause of death in America. In 2010, 12.1 million deaths were noted in US, 10.1 million in America, 4% in Washington, and 9% in Albania. Worldwide, 64 million deaths were noted in 2004, while in 2005, the death was accounted for 3 million, 90% die in low and middle income countries. Here is a bar graph showing the deaths due to respiratory diseases. Blue one shows the deaths recorded in 2016, and orangish one shows the deaths recorded in 2000. We can see there is 7% deaths were caused by respiratory diseases in 2000, while 6.7% in 2016. In further doing, we can see the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is the topmost cause of death in countries for the patient which are dying with respiratory diseases. In 2016, 5.4% patient died due to COPD. This graph shows the patient presenting with COPD and their symptoms. The darker shows the darker black shows the population which presents with the cough and breathlessness, while lighter one shows which present only with the cough. The most lighter shows the area which presents only with breathlessness. Main forms of COPD. There are two main forms of COPD: chronic bronchitis, which involves a long-term cough with mucus; emphysema, which involves damage to the lung over time. Most people with COPD have combination of both conditions. Causes of COPD. The most leading causes smoking, then deficiency of alpha-1 antitrypsin, exposure to certain gases or fumes in workplace, exposure to heavy amount of secondhand smoke and pollution. You can see use of cooking fire without proper ventilation. Pathogenesis of chronic bronchitis and emphysema. The tobacco smoke and air pollution are the stimulant for both diseases. If there is deficiency of antitrypsin protein, then breakdown of elastin in connective tissue of lungs occur, which leads towards the emphysema, which is represented as the destruction of alveolar septa and airway instability. If alpha-antitrypsin is adequate, the continual bronchial irritation will lead to inflammation, and chronic bronchitis will result as a result. Bronchial edema, hypersecretion of mucus, chronic cough, and bronchospasm will be noted. Both emphysema and chronic bronchitis will further lead towards the airway obstruction, air trapping, dyspnea, frequent infection. Abnormal ventilation perfusion ratio, hypoxemia, hyperventilation, and corpulmonale would be the complication. So the pathophysiology, abnormal inflammatory response of the lungs due to toxic gases, which leads to response in airway, parenchyma, and pulmonary vasculature. As a result, there is narrowing of airy tracts, which leads to destruction of parenchyma and leading to emphysema. Then destruction of lung parenchyma leads to an imbalance of proteinase and antiproteinases, which will lead towards the pulmonary vascular changes, thickening of vessels, collagen deposit, destruction of capillary bed. And then it will lead towards the mucus hypersecretion, ciliary dysfunction, airflow limitation, and cor pulmonale. Ultimately, there would be chronic cough and sputum production. So here's a picture of pathophysiology. There is a cigarette and the smoking irritants which adhere with the epithelium of alveoli. Then they activate the complement system and lymphocyte and macrophages. As a result, emphysema, obstructive bronchitis, and hypermucus secretion results. Stages of COPD, mild COPD or stage 1 mild COPD with FE1 is about 80% or more of normal. Moderate COPD, which is also known as stage 2. Here the forced expiratory volume at first second is between the 50 and 80% of normal. In severe COPD, which is termed as stage 3, the FEV1 is between the 30 and 50% of normal. In very severe COPD or stage 4, very severe or end-stage COPD with lower FEV1 than stage 3, or people with low FEV1 over FVC ratio. This table again represent the forms of COPD, mild, moderate, severe, where we can see the FE1 over forced vital capacity ratio, which is common in all, that is less than 0.7%. In mild, the FEV1 is greater than 80, and moderate, it is between 50 to 80, and in severe, it is between 30 to 50, and in very severe, it is less than 30. Symptoms, the patient of COPD presents with cough, which would be with or without sputum, fatigue, many respiratory infection, shortness of breath that gets worse with mild activity, and wheezing. We can also observe the chest tightness, constant coughing, frequent cold flu, feeling of tiredness. Here's the picture which presents the patient with symptoms of COPD. The patient would be easily fatigued, frequent respiratory infection would be there, will use their accessory muscles for breathing, would be orthopneic. Core pulmonale can be developed in later stages. Overall appearance of patient will be thin. We can observe on examination there would be wheezing, pursed lip breathing, chronic cough, bell-shaped chest, dyspnea, long expiratory time, bronchitis, increased sputum, and digital clubbing. Here's the difference between chronic bronchitis and emphysema. In chronic bronchitis, clinical diagnosis is with daily productive cough or for 3 months or more. This episode should be in last 2 years. Like there should be 3 months of chronic productive cough. Patient would be overweight and cyanotic. Its hemoglobin will be elevated. There would be peripheral edema, rhonchi, and wheezing. While in emphysema, pathological diagnosis is done by permanent enlargement and destruction of air spaces distal to terminal bronchioles. Patient will be seemed as older and thin. Severe dyspnea would be there. Chest will be quiet. X-ray will show hyperinflation with flattened diaphragms. In emphysema, dilated spaces beyond respiratory arterioles types include the century SNR, cause of which is smoking, would be Panasinar, which occurs due to alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, paraseptal irregular, in which ultimately scarring occurs. Clinical features of emphysema, cough and wheezing, respiratory acidosis, weight loss, pulmonary function test will reduce FEV1. Complication will include pneumothorax. Death from emphysema is related to pulmonary failure with respiratory acidosis, hypoxia, coma, right-sided heart failure, cor pulmonale. Chronic bronchitis presents with persistent productive cough for at least last 3 months or last consecutive 3 months. The forms are simple chronic bronchitis, chronic mucopurulent, chronic asthmatic, chronic obstructive bronchitis. Morphology includes the enlargement of mucus gland, increased number of goblet cell, loss of ciliated epithelial cells, squamous metaplasia, dysplastic changes, and bronchogenic carcinoma. Inflammation, fibrosis results in narrowing of bronchioles, coexist with emphysema. Clinical feature include prominent cough and the production of sputum, COPD with hypercapnia, hypoxemia, and cyanosis. Ultimately, there would be cardiac failure. COPD can be diagnosed by its symptoms, physical examination, sample of sputum, chest X-ray, HRCT, pulmonary function test, ABGs, and pulse oximeter. Ways to prevent or slow the progression of COPD is to stop the smoking. If you smoke, to prevent further damage to your body, avoidance of avoidance from the exposure to secondhand smoke. Other substances such as chemical vapors, fumes, mist, dust, and diesel exhaust fumes which irritates your lungs. COPD can be treated and managed but not cured. Treatment is different from for each individual and is based on severity of the symptoms. Early diagnosis and treatment can slow the progress of disease, relieve symptoms, improve the individual ability to stay active, prevent and treat complication, improve quality of life. What medication are used to treat symptoms? Short-acting bronchodilator inhalers such as salbutamol and terbutaline. Long-acting bronchodilators inhalers such as salmeterol and formoterol. Bronchodilators, theophylline tablets, relaxes muscles around the airway. Oxygen therapy helps with shortness of breath. Treatment options for COPD is self-management, education, and cessation of smoking. Then we use the bronchodilator. If they are infected, then use inhaled corticosteroid. If they are ineffective, then we use pulmonary rehabilitation, oxygen, and ultimately surgery. Is the table which represents the difference between asthma and COPD. Age of onset in asthma is usually less than 30, while in COPD is greater than 40. Family history is positive in asthma, while uncommon in COPD. Cough, most prominent is in asthma, which is nocturnal or post-exercise, while in COPD is in early morning. History of atopy in asthma is often, while COPD is uncommon. Anticholinergic responsivity is there in asthma with beta agonist, while in COPD it is with best first line. Purulent sputum is common in COPD, while is uncommon in asthma. Smoking history is there in COPD, while it can vary in asthma. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease also includes the asthma. Chronic, what is the bronchial asthma? Chronic relapsing inflammatory disorder characterized by hyperactive airway leading to episodic reversible bronchoconstriction owing to increased responsiveness of the tracheobronchial tree to various stimuli. It has been divided into two basic types: extrinsic asthma and intrinsic asthma. Epidemiology in 2001, 7.3% increase. In 2010, 8.4% increase. From 2001 to 2009, asthma per worldwide test by asthma is 180,000 annually. Classification of asthma is divided into extrinsic asthma and intrinsic asthma. Extrinsic is initiated by type 1 hypersensitivity reaction introduced by exposure to extrinsic antigen like food, pollen, dust. Subtypes include atopic, occupational asthma, allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, developed early in life. In intrinsic asthma, initiated by diverse non-immune mechanisms, including ingestion of aspirin, pulmonary infection, cold inhaled irritants, stress, and exercise. No personal or family history of allergic reaction is there, developed later in life. Here is the global distribution of asthma. Bronchial asthma. Some potential asthma triggers are allergen, cold air, fragrances, chemical, food and drinks, pollutants, cigarette smoking, strong emotion, exercise, respiratory tract infection. Extrinsic asthma. Atopic asthma is the most common form, begins in childhood. Other allergic manifestation, allergic rhinitis, urticaria, and eczema is there. Other family member is also affected. Pathogenesis of bronchial asthma, exaggerated bronchoconstriction, two components, chronic airway inflammation, and second is bronchial hyper-responsiveness. The mechanism have been best studied in atopic asthma. Pathogenesis of atopic asthma, Ig-mediated reaction to inhaled allergen elicit the acute response within minutes, a late phase reaction after 4 to 8 hours. In airway, initial sensitization of antigen allergen with stimulation of helper 2 T lymphocytes and production of cytokines interleukin 4, 5, and 13. Pathogenesis of atopic asthma, acute first response begins in 30 to 60 minutes after inhalation of antigen. Mast cells on mucous surface are activated, mediated, produced are leukotrienes, which are CD4, D4, E4, prostaglandins, D2, E2, F2, histamine, platelet activating factor, mast cell tryptases. Mediated include the bronchospasm, vascular permeability, mucus production, etc. Pathogenesis of atopic asthma, late phase reaction, recruitment of leukocytes mediated by a product of mast cell, including eosinophils, neutrophils, chemotactic factors, interleukin 4 and interleukin 5, and induce helper 2 subset of CD4 T cells, platelet activating factor, tumor necrosis factor. Other cell types are involved, activated epithelial cells, macrophages, and smooth muscles. Pathogenesis of atopic asthma, late phase reaction, the arrival of leukocytes at the site of mast cell degranulation lead to release of more mediators to activate more mast cells, cause epithelial cell damage. Eosinophils produce major basic protein, eosinophilic cationic proteins, and eosinophilic peroxidases toxic to epithelial cells. This amplifies and sustains injury without additional antigen. This picture represents the all story which I discussed in previous slides, where there is allergen, interleukins, prostaglandins are activated, and that leads towards a bronchospasm and asthmatic symptoms. Non-atopic asthma triggered by respiratory tract infection, including viruses and inhaled air pollutants. For example, sulfur dioxide, ozone positive family history is uncommon, serum Ig normal. No other associated allergies are there. Skin test negative, hyperirritability of bronchial tree. Subtypes include drug-induced asthma and occupational asthma. Clinical signs are dyspnea persistent, recurrent cough, wheezing, chest tightness, difficult expiration, status asthmaticus, severe cyanosis, and persistent dyspnea may be fatal. May progress to emphysema. And diagnosis can be done through spirometry, bronchodilator, reversibility testing, other PFTs, chest X-ray, and ABGs. Asthma medication. First of all, we use the bronchodilator beta-2 adrenergic agonist, rapid onset, quick relief of bronchoconstriction, action in minutes, and effect lasts for 4 to 8 hours. Treatment of choice for acute attacks. If used too much, causes tremors, anxiety, tachycardia, palpitation, and nausea. Short-acting beta adrenergic agonists are as albuterol, propranolol, bitalterol, etc. Continuous beta adrenergic agonist nebulized therapy may be given. Bronchodilators, theophylline can also be given. Anti-inflammatory drugs are given like corticosteroid, including the beclomethasone and budesonide. Suppress inflammatory response. Inhaled form is used in long-term control, systematic form to control the exacerbation and manage persistent asthma. 7 May is the asthma day. Now we're going to discuss the recent updates. This study is published in 2001 and with the title of Status of Studies Investigating Asthma, Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease, and Overlap in Korea overview. Abstract, there is a considerable number of individuals who exhibit features of both asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, defined as asthma COPD overlap ACO. Many studies have reported that these patients have a greater burden of symptoms, including cough and dyspnea, and experience more exacerbation and hospitalization than those in non-ACO COPD or asthma. Although diagnostic criteria for ACO have not yet been clearly established, their clinical significance remains to be determined. As interest in ACO grows, the related studies have been conducted in South Korea as well. The present review summarizes ACO-related studies in South Korea to better understand Korean ACO patient and guide further research. Severe cohort study of asthma and COPD and population-based study of ACO were reviewed, and key results from demographics, clinical features, lung function test, biomarker treatment, pathogenesis were summarized. The second study discussed the air pollution as an elderly determinant of COPD. Now we're going to discuss the MCU session. MCQ number 1. A 50-year-old overweight smoker presents with history of cough productive or mucoid sputum in every winter of for last 3 years. The most likely diagnosis is A. Bronchial asthma, B. bronchiectasis, C. bronchogenic carcinoma, D. chronic bronchitis, E. pulmonary tuberculosis. So the answer is D. Chronic bronchitis. MCQ number 2, a young girl presents in OPD with complaints of nocturnal cough and shortness of breath, which disturbs her sleep. A diagnosis of bronchial asthma is made. The most important investigation to confirm that diagnosis is A. chest X-ray, B. eosinophil count, C. lung function test, D. serum IgG levels, E. a sputum examination. So the answer is C. LFTs, lung function test, PFTs. MCQ number 3, Mr. Stokes is a 68-year-old man who is seen in his annual review at the respiratory clinic. He has COPD currently controlled with inhalers. His pulmonary lung test results are as follow. Forced vital capacity is 3.4. Forced expiratory volume at first second is 1.4. Forced expiratory volume to forced volume capacity ratio is 0.45. What severity of COPD does Mr. Y have based on the PFT findings? A. mild COPD, B. moderate COPD, C. severe COPD, D. very severe COPD, E. the findings are not consistent with diagnosis of COPD. So answer is C. severe COPD. I'm thinking for Mr. Wilson is a 64-year-old gentleman who saw his GP with SOB and a productive cough. He has attended the practice multiple times in last few years for similar problems, particularly in winters. He explains he normally coughs a lot, bringing up a small amount of white sputum, but currently is much more SOB and production is large. Treats him with course of antibiotic for a chest infection, which is very effective. She also refers him from for PFTs, give the recurrent nature of his symptoms. The result of PFTs post bronchodilation are as follow. FVC is 3.8, FEV1 is 1.9, and ratio of both is 0.53. What is the pattern consistent with? A. normal lung function, B. restrictive lung function, C. moderate COPD, D. mixed disease, E. severe COPD with mild response to bronchodilation. So answer is C. moderate COPD. MCQ number 5, Peter is a 64-year-old man. He has become unwell over the past couple of days. He feels very under the weather, tired, feverish, and has productive cough and green sputum. He ignored his this for a couple of days as he often has smoker's cough. He has 100 pack years history and has continued to smoke despite recent increased shortness of breath. On exercise, he has seen his GP recently and he has referred him to hospital for further investigation. His wife become very concerned about him and has brought him to accident and emergency department. What is the most appropriate first-time investigation for the gentleman? A sputum culture, B chest X-ray, C spirometry, D big flow, E C-reactive protein. So answer is B chest X-ray. MCQ number 3, a 60-year-old man with history of weight loss presented with progressive dyspnea. On exertion, he gave a history of cigarette and alcohol consumption. On examination, he had bell-shaped chest. Investigation showed FEV 1.4, FVC 3, total lung capacity 7. Chronic bronchitis, B emphysema, C bronchial asthma, D cytogenic fibrosing alveolitis, E bronchiectasis. So he is the patient of emphysema. Answer is C. The patient is presenting with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The patient has a chronic productive cough with dyspnea. On exertion, arterial blood gases show a low oxygen level and high carbon dioxide level in blood. On assessment, the patient has cyanotic lips and edema in abdomen and legs. Based on patient, your nursing knowledge and patient symptoms, you suspect the patient suffers from what type of COPD? A emphysema, B pneumonia, C chronic bronchitis, D pneumothorax, E pulmonary TB. So answer of MCQ 7 is C chronic bronchitis. MCQ number 8, 65-year-old man presented with progressive dyspnea. On exertion, he gave history of cigarette and alcohol and consumption. On investigation, he is diagnosed as a case of emphysema. Patient with emphysema may present with all of the following except a barrel-shaped chest, B hyperinflation of lung, C hypoventilation, D hypercapnia, E weight loss. So answer of MCQ 8 is C hypoventilation. MCQ number 10, a 23-year-old male with history of asthma presented to ER with SOB and wheezing. At ER, they started oxygen supplementation. What is the best step to do in the patient to take him out of this exhibition state? A, albuterol, B, anticholinergic drugs, C, steroids, D, albuterol and antibiotics, E, PFTs. So the answer is C, steroids. Here's the key of MCQs. Is the references from which the content of presentation was taken. Here is our YouTube channel link. Kindly like and subscribe. Thank you.